Hello and welcome to the Cold Coffee Club, a podcast brought to you by Houston Moms. We're here to give you a little bit of that mom-to-mom connection, fun, and conversation amidst all the chaos. Join us as we take a break from doing all the things and explore the wide spectrum of this crazy motherhood role. We'll interview fun guests, talk about cool grown-up topics, laugh, share, and grow together. So go ahead, reheat that coffee, and put your feet up. Here we go.
Hi, welcome to the Cold Coffee Club. This is Jenny.
And this is Ashley. Good morning.
Morning. Okay, do we have any tea?
I'm feeling snarky today. So my tea is that I have a shirt that's being a grammar police person. So there's that.
Yes, I'm looking at Ashley, and it's a shirt that says you are your with the apostrophe,
asterisk.
but it has an asterisk. Which we love that
Because
when you're correcting someone on the internet.
I'm very
for not
judgy
spelling
that way.
your right. But what if
your
Ashley,
shirt?
Can we talk about my shirt.
Talk
about my shirt.
Is awesome. Your shirt says the Cold Coffee Club on it.
Yes, it does.
I'm a little bit jealous, but
it's very cute.
Yes,
so it's comfy.
Apparently, we have Cold Coffee Club merch.
Yes, we do. And I'm also holding a Cold Coffee Club mug. Look at that.
Stinking adorable.
Yes, we have merch, guys. Yes. And then we also have Houston Moms merch. There's a really cute shirt that says "We Love Houston."
Yes.
And really cute letters. So just, we're going to have a link here to our little store. Go get you some clothes.
Yes, please do.
There's long sleeves, there's short sleeves. There's big mugs, there's short mugs.
Yes. So you can sit down, listen to us, and wear your cool shirt and sip coffee with us. Reheat that coffee. We always do.
Yes. Okay. And then what's your cream and sugar? What's going on?
So I'm really excited. I've been to this restaurant several times, but I get to go again tonight, and it has a new location in Katy. Gauchos. There's several locations, but they just opened one in Katy, and it is so good. Like anywhere there's a salad bar, I am there.
Ooh.
Any kind of I will eat
I
all the
wasn't
salad.
Expecting a salad bar.
So it does. It has an amazing salad bar, and it has like candied bacon and like cocktails, stuff like that. But then also they walk around and they have all these interesting proteins. There's like there's steak and chicken, and I think there's more exotic meats, and then there's shrimp and stuff. And they walk around and just, how much do you want? And they cut it up for you and put it on your plate. Yes, it's so good. And I'm like fasting today just so I can fit more food when I go. There's one in like the Galleria area. There's the newest location in Katy, and I believe there's one more, but I will check that out. But we will link it in the show notes. It is so good. And yes, you go dressed up and you wear this cute dress, but then you're like, my tummy is super full.
Like, this dress was not prepared for the food that I was going to consume.
Not at all. What is your cream and sugar?
My cream and sugar is this week, me and my daughter and a friend of mine went to go see Six the Musical.
Okay, so what is that?
Oh my gosh.
I keep hearing about it.
Okay, you would love it.
Okay.
You would love it. Okay, it's based on the 6 wives of King Henry VIII.
Oh.
So it's the whole show is just 6 women on stage. There's no men in the whole show. The band is on the stage, all women.
Oh.
It's about an hour 20 minutes. There's no intermission.
Okay.
But the way they present it, it's like they're a pop girl group, like they're the Spice Girls almost. The songs are like pop songs, and they're wearing these like incredible costumes. And each wife is like, they wrote in the playbill like who they're kind of like based on pop culture wise. So like this one's Beyonce, this one's Rihanna, this one's Britney Spears. And it's like, the music is so good. And the lights, I will say this, it was like being at like a rave. Like it was the lasers. I was like,
when have you ever been to a rave, Jenny?
It was like, I don't know, it was an EDM going on for some of it. And I was like, this is a lot of music right now. I'm very, very tired on a Wednesday. But it was incredible. And singing was incredible. It was not your usual Broadway show. It's that there's not like moving set pieces or whatever. It was like a concert.
Okay.
And they're holding microphones.
I was seeing on, and I would have never guessed that was the storyline. So thank you for explaining that. That's very cool.
It's really cool. It's really, really fun.
You would love the music. How did your daughter love it?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because but they're all like in glittery, they're all in like neon costumes, and they have like their hair is like dyed at the ends, and I mean, everything is just flashy and loud and glitter, and she just loved it. So she had a ball.
That's amazing.
Thankfully, there was a few jokes that were made that just went right over her head, because you're like, oh no. But it was fun. This episode of the Cold Coffee Club is brought to you by the National Youth Theater. Join National Youth Theater this holiday season for a little bit of Christmas cheer. This December, sit back and enjoy the antics of Buddy the Elf in Elf the Musical, based on the much-beloved movie. This modern-day Christmas classic is sure to make everyone embrace their inner elf. After all, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Starring a cast of young actors ages 8 to 19, Elf the Musical is stuffed stocking full of song and dance that your family will most definitely want on your Christmas wish list. Elf the Musical opens on December 16th at Nancy Bach for the Performing Arts at 3800 South Panther Creek Drive, with performances through December 18th. Get your tickets to see the Christmas cake of all musicals at nationalyouththeater.org/ticketing. All right, back to the show.
All right, so this episode we are going to dig into something that is actually really important. Battling loneliness as a mom. A lot of us didn't realize that when we became moms, there was kind of a sense of isolation that kind of comes with it, because you're focused on your child, kind of forgetting to do things. I mean, I know a lot of us forgot to shower sometimes, and it felt very lonely. And we actually looked up a statistic recently. 2,000 moms were surveyed, and 90% of them said that they feel lonely since having kids. 90%. That is a lot. And we're just going to kind of chat about ways that we can combat that a little bit so that it's not so heavy to deal with. So Jenny, what are a few of your suggestions for battling loneliness?
Yeah, I think, one of the main, reasons it begins is because when they're newborns, you are so, kind of married to their schedule, and you kind of have to, they're home for naps all the time, and you have to feed them all the time. And so your old schedule of going out and doing things and being with your friends the way you used to, you can't anymore, nor you kind of don't want to an extent, because it will throw off the whole rhythm of your day. And so you kind of just get into the thick of it, where it's just you and your little people in your own little bubble, your own little world. And it's very easy to get into this cycle of never going out, never seeing anyone. I remember in my earliest days of motherhood, one of my friends that was really good about getting me out of the house. She also had littles, and she was really good about being like, hey, come over. Like, hey, let's go do this. And if I was like, oh, well, she has to nap, she'd be like, well, she can nap here. Like, bring her here. Like, she was very good about that. And she moved away to Dallas. And I remember crying in her living room, like, what am I going to do? Like, what? And she was like, you have to keep getting out. Like, she was so good about that with me, and like making me go. But I would just say one thing that I would say is be realistic about what you can and can't do. And if you know that, like, you have a newborn, or you have 3 kids that are still nappers or things like that, that honestly, as much as we hate it sometimes, technology really can be your friend in this situation. The amount of time that I still spend to this day in a group text with my mom friends, in these Facebook groups that are there to connect with people. I have met amazing friends that I now see in person all the time that I met in Facebook groups. And even Marco Polo is an app that I use constantly, which is like you're sending video text messages, but the person can watch it later. So instead of FaceTiming live, you're sending a video and then they play it back.
Right.
And just connecting with people that way. Use those apps like your life depends on it. If you can't get out, then bring your friends into your phone and connect with them there.
Yeah, that's really important. And it's different than like social media, because social media is just like kind of talking to everybody, but having those like actual, hey Jenny, I'm talking to you, how are you? Like that is, it's so necessary. We need that. I tend, as far as being a mom, I kind of tend to be by myself. I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with people. Like I don't want to. And I really had to come out of my comfort zone, not only for my kids to get to know other people, but for me to connect with other moms. And I was a younger mom, so none of my friends had kids at that point. And so that was kind of hard, but joining MOPS groups where, your kids are taken care of for a couple hours, you get to sit and have a cup of coffee with other moms. That is so necessary. And thankfully there's no judgment. They're like, girl, I haven't done my hair either. It's fine. Just come over here and have coffee. My oldest was a Gymboree kid. So we were always at Gymboree, and some of those moms that we met 10 years ago, I still talk to on social media and stuff. So you need those things. And even Houston moms, we host Moms Night Out kind of events. That kind of stuff is great for you to come out and just connect with other people and just take a breather and hang out with people who know what you're going through. So.
One time I was in a Chick-fil-A in Louisiana. My husband and I were driving from Houston to New Orleans to see his family. We'd stopped in Louisiana, and I had a 2-month-old baby, and Jack was 2 months old. And I was walking my toddler to the bathroom, and I saw a mom in a booth holding a baby that looked about the same age as my little boy. And her baby was wearing the cutest little pajamas, and they looked so soft. And I just commented to her like, oh my gosh, like those are so cute, like those little PJs. And she's like, oh, I'm obsessed with them. And she said, feel the little, she like lifted the feet up. She was like, feel the little foot, like how soft. And I was like, oh my gosh, what brand are these? We start talking. And I said, well, how old is your baby? And I said, oh, I have a 2-month-old. We find out their birthdays were like 3 days apart.
Yeah.
By the end of it, we had exchanged names. I'm driving home. She adds me on Facebook, like in the car. And we still are Facebook friends to this day. And like, I like watched her little girl grow up, and it's just hysterical that like, I'm just talking to a fellow mom by a Chick-fil-A bathroom about PJs.
Yes.
It's just going like, well, what are those? How do I get some of those?
And I don't even think we realize it, but we are all desperate for some connection. We're like, let's talk about PJs.
Exactly. They're kicky pants, by the way. If your kids have ever worn kicky pants, they're really adorable. Cute. They were so soft. But it was just hysterical that like, and I'm like, we were connecting on like our kids look the same age, and just we're in the same stage of life. And here we are both fighting for our lives in this Chick-fil-A, trying to get my kid to eat a nugget, and you're just like, please eat something. But I think too, like you're talking about those mommy and me, Gymboree or whatever, like those are great places because like you are surrounding yourself with other women that are in the same stage of life as you.
Yep.
And you're going to have people in there that are not your kind of people.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But you're also like, if there's a room of 15 moms and one of them is your kind of girl, that's your girl.
Yep.
Don't worry about the other.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, also while we're talking about, meeting people who are in the same stage as you, I have found it also useful to really cling to the people who aren't in the same stage as me. So like my friends that knew me back in high school, and we can kind of reminisce about times that we've had together, stuff like that. Even though that is a before time, it is really nice for like my sanity to just sort of be reminded of who I used to be, and just not not forgetting that. And, every now and then, especially now that I'm divorced, I get times where I get to go out and hang out with people, and that's fun. But not every mom has that opportunity to go out and live just like, hey, no curfew. I'm just going to hang out and do whatever, and it's fine. So sometimes I think it is kind of nice to just like check in with who you used to be sometimes, because it's very easy to just really get sucked into being a mom and forgetting I am so many other things and I like so many other things.
Well, and I will admit that what I'm about to say, I know there's some privilege here in that, I am married and not everyone has a spouse for this kind of a moment, but to my girls that have a husband, he can watch your children and you can go to dinner.
Yeah.
And just I think you can just say that, I'm going out with friends, period. And go, just go.
Yep.
And they're going to make it for the night. They're going to make it. They're going to be okay.
Absolutely.
And I think it's funny. I had a talk one night. I did go out with girlfriends for dinner one night, and we went around the table and we were all comparing who made dinner for their family before they left, who ordered dinner for their family before they left, and who was just y'all figure this out.
Yeah.
Dad will figure his life out. It'll be okay. And it was just a really funny comparison to see who actually.
What was the consensus? It was
most? A pretty even split. There was a lot of them. They're oh no, I fully cooked and had everything out ready. And some of us were oh yeah, I guess they had to eat. I don't know.
Dads make food too.
Yeah. Hope they figured that out. But it's just interesting, to see the different, just the way we all handle stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have to say this real quick because this is a memory that I will never forget. I used to take piano lessons when we lived in Oklahoma, and they were on Wednesdays in the afternoon. And that was the only day that my husband typically had the day off. I left him without making lunch. He sends me a picture. The baby's eating cheese. Just lots of cheese. A little bit of lunch meat and a couple Lay's potato chips, but cheese. Just
okay. All right.
He that's a lot. I was he's never gonna poop again.
He's consuming calories, so okay.
It's I should have just made lunch. Gee.
I know. It's hilarious. Well,
there's
all right. One time I came home from, I had gone to a girls' night, came home, and the next morning, the kids had already been in bed when I got home.
Yeah.
And when I got up the next morning, my son, or no, it was Ellie. Ellie was wearing the clothes she had been wearing the day before. She wasn't in pajamas. She was just wearing clothes. And I was like, hey, good morning. Hey, why are we wearing our clothes from yesterday? And she was like, Daddy says these are comfy enough to be PJs. I was like, okay.
Dads are so different. It's just
okay. He's just sleeping that.
Oh gosh.
Okay. And it was she's wearing a t-shirt and leggings or something. It was fine, but I was just hello. Okay. The amount of things we can just skip.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off topic, guys. Okay. Then the other thing that I would say too, as we're talking about those mommy groups, is or just even when I'll volunteer at the school sometimes for things, and I know we all have different personalities, and some people are shy, or you might have some social anxieties and things, but do your best to make an effort yourself, because maybe you're sitting there next to a girl who's also shy, and neither of you know how to start that conversation. But the deal is, most people do want to make a friend.
Yeah,
most people do. And just even to start a conversation, sometimes it helps to just start with the kid and be what were you for Halloween, or what did you ask for Christmas, or where are you from is always an easy one for me. But just to start with the children, start with oh, I love your shoes or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. Get a conversation going with these kiddos. Because if you just arrive, do the activity and dart out the door and don't like linger and chat with people, you're missing any chance you have
Absolutely
to establish any kind of friendships there.
Yeah. It takes a lot of getting out of your comfort zone, but then again, so does motherhood. So, I mean, there's that. But yeah, I think it's just any opportunity you can find. And even if you don't want to meet people face to face, there are a million, especially in Houston, there are a million Facebook groups where you can ask questions, where you can, someone will say like, hey, here's a survey. Can y'all tell me what y'all think? And just like contribute to that. And it's still like creating that village, that connection with people where it's like, there's something there. Even if you don't want to hang out with these people and go have lunch, contribute and respond to questions, stuff like that will just kind of make you feel less alone in this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Let's head on over to our Houston Moms House Blends.
Yes.
Okay,
so mine was from Lauren and hers was called Why I Decorate Early for Christmas. And she just kind of shared like her philosophy and her, like she used some science there, why she loves to start early in November, why she sets up the tree and does all the decor. And it was just really funny because I don't usually decorate too early, but reading it, I was like, all right, I get it. Like I understand why you would do this. So, and I'm all very to each their own. Like I don't, if you do it early, like that's fine. I'm not mad about it, but, do you decorate early?
I always wait until right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I start on Friday, like Thursday night or Friday.
Okay, I think this year the boys are doing Thanksgiving with me, and then the week after they go with their dad. So I'm just going to deck the house while they're gone, and then just like come home and be like, surprise!
Welcome to your Christmas wonderland. I love it. Yay!
Yeah, fun.
That's great.
So my house blend this week is from Becca Slocum. She wrote something that I really, really loved. It's called 35 Things I've Learned in 35 Years of Life. And Jenny and I were just talking, my birthday's coming up and I'm turning 35 and I'm just like, this is brilliant. I love this and I could relate to so much of it. She just, it's so cute. Little reminders like take regular breaks from social media, learn how to make homemade pizza. One of hers is that she believes that Flamin' Hot Cheetos, the lemon flavored, are a culinary delight.
Okay.
And I
just love her. She's such a good writer.
Right. She is.
She's fantastic.
Yes, I absolutely loved it. And I think for myself personally, I'm going to write a 35 things.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, I think
I'll read it. I'm going to read it.
Yay. Wrapping up the episode, we always have our See You Later caffeinator, and Jenny has some just really useful information that talks about loneliness. And
we're going to just an article that is from the website Motherly, and it was written by Christine Organ, and I just love that. This is an article from the website Motherly written by Christine Organ, and I just think it's a really great way to wrap up and a great charge to all of us. She says, "This is what I wish for all of us, a village to conquer the loneliness. Eventually, my new mom group grew apart, moving away to new cities and states, and our kids developing their own interests. But I haven't forgotten the power of the village to combat loneliness. I've since found other villages and am continuing to build more. When I feel myself sinking into my couch a little too easily, I remind myself of my current motto shared by Michal Leibowitz, which is, I didn't feel like going, but I'm glad I did. I remind myself that the only real antidote to loneliness is connection, which requires that we show up with all of our messiness, vulnerabilities, and imperfections again and again and again. Motherhood is lonely, but it doesn't have to be. We need to keep showing up for each other and ourselves."
Oh, I love it. That's perfect. That's perfect.
And with that, we will see you next week.
Yes. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, wait. Before you go, enjoy a few outtakes from this episode of the Cold Coffee Club. Oh, do you want to do the intro? I forgot to ask.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Love it.
I'm trying to pull our thing back up. Where are we talking? That's not the date. I'm punchy. Okay. Me. Okay. How do we start the show? Like,
you
I don't
say
know.
good morning.
I know, but like we've
Welcome to the what? Look at your shirt.
my shirt. Okay. Shut it down. I'm gonna try my hardest.
Okay. Be brave.
You've been listening to the Cold Coffee Club, brought to you by Houston Moms. We wish you a fabulous week with your families and look forward to sharing many more cups of cold coffee with you.